What's up guys, welcome back to another video and thank you for being here. In this video we're going to compare the two most popular plans from MyFundedFutures, which are the Starter Plus and the Expert plan. We're going to compare the prices and put them head to head to explore each plans with all the rules during the evaluation phase and funded phase, so we can have a better understanding of which plan is better for you. So before we get started, just a reminder, if you like the information presented in this video, please drop a like on the video because that actually helps, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already yet. And let's go ahead and get started. So here are the prices between the Starter Plus and the Expert plan. And as you know that recently MyFundedFutures have recently increased all prices for all their plans. So those are the recent prices for 2025. So starting from the left here, those three are the Starter Plus, and it's ranging from 50k, 100k, and 150k accounts. And same thing over on the right side on the Expert plans, 50k, 100k, and 150k. In this video, we're going to focus on those two right here, the 50ks from each plan, the Starter Plus and the Expert. Also guys, there is a current promotion on the Starter Plus accounts on the 50k only, that you can get a 20% off discount even if you are an existing customer. You get 20% off of this price. If you are a new customer, you get even more discount of 40% off of that 127. If you use my code Kemo, it will always give you the greatest and best discount is available at this moment, and this discount here will end at the end of January. So make sure to take advantage of this promotion if you know that you're planning on purchasing a 50k Starter Plus account. And now let's go ahead and do a side comparison between the Starter Plus and the Expert plan, and this is going to be during the evaluation phase. So starting off with the cost of purchase, with the discount, currently the Starter Plus account comes to $101.60, and the Expert plan comes to $227. For the activation fee, both of them remove the activation fees. They don't have any activation fees. Once you pass the evaluation account, you will go to the sim funded account, which you will not need to pay any activation fee. So to put it in a little perspective, this 50k account, on top step you pay $50 for the evaluation, and if you pass you have to pay $149, which will bring the total to $200 in total to get a funded account on top step, a 50k account evaluation. On MyFundedFutures, you can go with the Starter Plus, which will cost you $101.60 total with the evaluation and activation already included. Or if you like the Expert plan with all the rules and all the freedom that this plan will give you, that we'll discuss in a second, you can go with the Expert plan for $227, which is actually $27 more than the top step account. But as you will see here in a second, with all the freedom that this plan will give you, with all the rules being removed from this plan is designed for professional traders who know that they can pass it and they can get the perks that comes with this plan. So moving on with the reset fee, the reset fee is the same exact amount that you pay for the actual evaluation, which is not different. So it's 101 and $227 for the Expert plan. The profit target, here's where you see some differences between the Starter Plus and the Expert. On the Expert, it's because it's designed towards that professional trader. They have $1,000 more than the Starter Plus. And of course guys, every plan has its own pros and cons, and you have to choose between which one you like and which one will fit your trading style. So as you can see here, there's $1,000 more for a profit target on the Expert plan compared to the Starter Plus, and the end of day trailing drawdown is a standard on both of them. The daily loss limit, it's none. You can blow your account all in one day or pass it all in one day. It's up to you. There is no daily loss limit that will restrict you or stop you from trading that trading day. Also, I do know that you can now set your own daily loss limit on MyFundedFuture through Trade-of-8. If you're trading on TradingView or Trade-of-8, you can set your own daily loss limit, which is a really good thing. So that makes that future really reasonable, and it does make sense to remove the daily loss limit so you can set your own. The max loss limit, and it is a hard breach just like any other company or any other prop firm, and it's a standard $2,000 of daily loss limit on both accounts. Max position size, this is where you find some differences as well. You get on the Starter Plus, you get 3 minis or 30 micros. On expert plan, you get 5 minis or 5 micros. So the ratio here between the minis and the micros is 1:10. Here is 1:1. On the expert plan is 1:1. It's not even 1:5. Keep that in mind if you are going forward with the expert plan. Is trading the news allowed? And on both plans, yes, it is allowed during the evaluation phase. Can you pass this account all in one day? Can you pass this challenge all in one day? And the answer is no on the Starter Plus, because there is a consistency rule. We'll talk about it. On the expert plan, there is no consistency rule on it. That way that you can trade it and pass it all in one day if you want to, or if you can. The minimum trading days required. So for this reason, on the Starter Plus, you get 2 days of minimum trading days, and on the expert plan, you can all pass it in one day, and there is no minimum trading days required, so you can pass it in one day. As I said before, there is a consistency rule on the Starter Plus of 50%, just like Top Step, where you can not pass it all in one day, but you can make half of the profit in one day, and the second day you make the rest of the profit. On the expert plan, there is no consistency rule that you have to worry about, so we're good there. Moving on to the platforms, they're both from the same prop firm, so they do offer the same exact platforms that we all know and like Trade-of-8, TradingView. Volumetrica is a new platform that MyFundedFuture own. NinjaTrader and Quantower as their most popular platforms. Moving on to during the funded phase. On the starter plan, well, first of all, we need to know what is the maximum funded accounts that a trader is allowed to obtain or own. And the answer is 3 across the board. Since both of them are from the same prop firm company, they only allow 3 max funded accounts. So that is the max consistency rule on the funded phase. On the Starter Plus and the Expert Plan, there is none, which is really awesome. Moving on to the drawdown type, does it change by any mean? No, it stays on end of day trailing drawdown, which we all know and like. Moving on to the scaling plan. So the scaling plan is a scaling ladder that will allow you to trade specific position sizes the more profit you add to your account. And on the Starter Plus, you have 1 mini or 5 micros, 2 minis or 10 micros, 3 minis or 15 micros for those profit levels or profit ranges. On the other hand, the MyFundedFuture Expert Plan, they go for 1:1. It's just a reminder that it goes for 1:1 leverage of 5 minis or 5 micros, but there is no scaling plan in this account type. Is the news trading allowed during the funded phase? And surprisingly enough, there is also a difference. The Starter Plus, you can trade the news. You can trade during the news, 3 seconds or 3 seconds after the news. There's no problem at all. But the Expert Plan, it is, as I said before, designed a little bit more towards the professional traders. So professional traders, I assume they don't really trade the news. So 2 minutes during, before, or after the news releases is reasonable to stay out of the market so you don't get your account blown by volatility of the market. So it makes sense. One more thing, guys, also, that the news trading rule that they have, they call it tier 1 news rule, and it's only for like FOMC, PMI, CPI, unemployment claim, and stuff like that, that moves the market really aggressively. So moving on to the micro scalping. Is micro scalping allowed? And the micro scalping basically means that your strategy and the way you trade is basically consistently taking less than 5 points on NASDAQ or ES, taking less than 5 points consistently, like aiming for 1 or 2 points and keep farming the market out of that profit. And overall, MyFundedFuture as a prop firm as a whole, so that goes for all their products, they do not like farming the market with really small scalping moves, because of course they are a prop firm and they like to select specific traders so they can copy their trade as well, and they make money and the trader make money. So they don't really have time to do multiple and hundreds and millions in frequency of trades, scalping the market 2 and 3 and 1 points here and there. They don't like that. So it is really understandable. Every prop firm has its own rules and it's understandable. Moving towards the profit split. The profit split is pretty normal and pretty standard across any plan on MyFundedFuture, which the trader gets to keep 100% of the profit for the first 10K, and after that, it is a 90-10 ratio between the profit and the commissions. Moving forward to the minimum withdrawal. The withdrawal is $250 on the Starter Plus, but it increases 4 times on the Expert plan. Now, when do you become qualified for your payments? Now, on the Starter Plus, you get 5 winning days. You have to complete 5 winning days of $100 on a 50K account, $200 on a 100K account, or $300 on a 150K account. So you have to complete 5 days of those winning days, and then you'll be able to qualify for your payout and request the payout. On the other hand, the MyFundedFuture Expert plan, you are allowed to request your payouts every 14 days as long as your profit or balance above the buffer. And what that buffer is basically building your own drawdown, which basically the buffer amount equal to the initial drawdown of the account, which basically means for a 50K account, the max daily loss limit is $2,000. You have to make $2,000 in your account as the buffer. So anything you make above that $2,000, it becomes profit, and you will be able to withdraw any amount every 14 days as long as you are above that buffer. So what is the withdrawal limit or the payout limit that you can request every single time? It is capped at $1,200 on the Starter Plus account, but there is no limit on the Expert plan, which makes it really fun. Now, how easy or difficult it is to move to the live funded environment. On the Starter Plus, it's pretty easy and defined and straightforward. You can become eligible to move to the live funded phase after accumulating 30 winning days of $100 or more on a 50K account, or accumulate $6,000 of payout. And then you will be able to move to a static live funded account, and you will have $2,500 in your balance, which is really good. And static account is better even than the end of day trailing drawdown. On the other hand, the Expert plan, I did not find anything in the FAQ that specify requirements or when can you move to a live funded account or anything like that. The only thing that I found is that there are people that monitor your account and your risk management and all of that, and they will be the one to decide when you are allowed or eligible to move to a live funded environment. So moving forward to a little summary that I put together and a little highlights so you can better compare those two accounts. So someone would prefer to purchase a Starter Plus account because it's very cheap upfront and there's no activation fee tied into that account. There's also no consistency rule on the funded phase, and there is no daily loss limit. Also, it does have a scaling plan on the SimFunded account, but it is fine and it's manageable and you can work with. There's also no worry about trading the news. You can trade it if you want to or if you prefer to, but there is no rule that prohibits you from trading the news. It is very easy and identified path to live funded environment, and you can get a weekly payout from it after you complete 5 winning days of whatever amount that is tied or corresponding to the account size that you prefer to purchase. So for a 50K account, it's completing 5 winning days of $100 or more. Moving on to the expert plan, someone would prefer a expert plan over starter plus because again, there's no activation fee. There is no consistency rule on both the challenge or the funded phase. There is no daily loss limit. There is no scaling plan, no minimum trading days required, no payout limit, and you can get it every 14 days. There's no limit, no cap. You get more leverage over the starter plus, but there is still that news rule that you cannot trade it, and you have to wait 2 minutes before the news release, during the news release, or after the news release. After that 2-minute period is passed, you can trade it as whatever you want. So that is basically the big highlights of those two plans. I personally would prefer going with a starter plus unless I am a professional trader and does not like prop firms rules and all of these kind of headache. If you want freedom of rules, you can go with the starter plan, but personally, I would go always to the starter plus. And here is a quick, again guys, here is another quick look at the prices. The prices is really, they speak for themselves. Like you can get a 150K account starter plus, which on the other hand, it's only corresponding to a 100K account. So I mean, you can get a 150K account and just play with it, and it's basically really cheap compared to the expert plans, and they are really good plans with really good rules that you can trade with. And even if you don't like any of those guys, I do know that Take Profit Trader is another really good big competitive to MyFundedFutures with really good prices. I've made a video on it comparing the starter plus to the Take Profit Trader plans or accounts. You can guys check it out if you prefer to. I'll link a video up on the right corner of the screen that you can go and check it out. It was really good comparison between the starter plus and Take Profit Traders, and they have really good competitive prices. And I do have a discount code with Take Profit Trader that will bring prices even lower for you guys, and you can go check it out. I'll link it on the top right corner of the screen if you would like to check it out. But yeah guys, that's basically it. Last reminder, a promotion for the starter plus 50K account will end at the end of January, so make sure to take advantage of it if you want to go ahead and purchase yourself a starter plus account, or if you prefer to go with an expert plan because you want to have a freedom of mind when it comes to trading and you don't want to have a specific rule in your mind, or you have to keep in mind. Anyways guys, that decision is yours. I've made you a comparison between the two accounts, and you can feel free to choose whatever you guys want to choose. But that's basically it for this video guys. Thank you all so much guys for making it till the end of this video. Make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already yet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.